Hi, Karen Miller with Zen Tenkara. I am getting ready in about 48 hours to take off to Australia for 10 days of fly fishing. And as I'm getting my final gear together and getting ready to pack, I thought maybe I would share with you what I was bringing. It's a pretty extensive trip. It's far away. You want to make sure that you have everything you need. Gear-wise, you want to be comfortable, but you also don't want to overpack. So it's a balancing act. We will be targeting GTs, several different species of permit, blue bastards, barramundi. I think there's tuna. There's a variety of fish, queenfish, ladyfish. So I'll be bringing a number of rods, reels, and I will be bringing some Tenkara rods. So I am bringing my 9 weight. It's a Winston Air 2 Max. I love this rod, and it is much faster, much lighter than the old Winstons. It's great for salt. I've used it on several trips, and it's wonderful. The rod that I'm anticipating that I'll be using the most will be a Winston 10-weight Air 2 Max. I got this last year, and I've fallen in love with this rod again. Much faster than the old Winstons, much lighter, very intuitive, very accurate, just a joy to cast. And as I said, I think I'll be using this rod most of the time. I will also be bringing, so that's a 9-weight and a 10-weight. I'll also be bringing my Zane Pro Hardy 11-weight. If I can get away with using this rod for GTs and some of the bigger, stronger species, it's just a little bit easier for me to cast than a 12-weight. It's less exhausting on my shoulder, and I've had some shoulder issues, so I'm trying to kind of baby it. But if not, I just got my hands on a new Winston Air 2 Max 12-weight. And again, these new Winston rods are much lighter than the old ones. They're still powerful and strong when fighting a fish, give you a lot of control. They are accurate, but the speed and the lightness is just incredible what they've done with these new rods. So a 9-weight, a 10-weight, and an 11-weight, and a 12-weight. For those, I will be bringing my Beast 12 plus hatch reel. I will also be bringing an Orvis Mirage for my 11-weight. I will be bringing a 9 plus hatch for my 9-weight, and for my 10-weight, my tried and true Bauer RX7. This thing has lasted me for years, so many trips. It just works consistently. I never have had a problem with it. It's just a reliable, incredible reel. Those are the reels that I will be bringing. As a backup, I will also be bringing an RX6, just in case. On those, I will be using Rio Flat Pro Stealth Tips and Elites. I have weight forward as well as some intermediate sinking lines. I'm bringing an extra two extra 10 weights, one floating, one intermediate, an extra 11, and then an extra 12 in an intermediate and a floating, just in case. I will be bringing the Rio little winders in case I do have to change my line. It's easy to do with these. A good set of pliers with some cutting capabilities. I will also be bringing my 2 Kyojins and a spare tip just to have it, sections 1, 2, and 3, in case I do a trout set. I don't think I will be using these off of the boat, which I understand will be how we'll be fishing the majority of the time from the boat. If there is an opportunity to do some wading, then I will pull out my tenkara rod, or on the 2 days off that we're not fishing, we're there for 12 days, 2 days off to rest, I can do hopefully some surf casting and walk the beach. So we'll see. Don't really know what I'm getting into, but I like to be prepared. I will be bringing a couple of tenkara spools with the 28-foot Fusion Line Big. I do also like to carry a section, if I can find it, of fast sinking line that I can add on to my tenkara setup if I need to get down. And then, of course, I will be bringing my own leader and tippet material, everything from 12 pounds up to 130 pounds. So 12, 16, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100, and 130 pound tests. That goes in there. Always want to bring a raincoat just in case. A pack, waterproof pack. I really like this Sims sling. I do have their backpack along actually with a fish pond waterproof backpack. The problem I have with the backpacks, they're great because you can carry a lot. I usually will use them as my personal item when I'm boarding a plane. But for whatever reason, I find that the backpacks, I love the size as far as being able to hold stuff, but they don't stay on my shoulders well. And I think that's just specific to being, having a female frame. The sling is a slightly smaller pack, and it just seems to fit my frame better. I feel like on the backpacks, the shoulders tend to fall off or slip off, and I have a hard time, even though they have a lumbar support, and I love that lumbar support, it's really hard for me to tighten it down tight enough where it sits properly. So it's just meant for a bigger frame person. If you are listening, manufacturers out there, Sims, Fish Pond, I would love it if you would make a backpack for a female frame. They have backpacks for hiking that are for smaller framed people, and I would love that to be an option, to have a female version of a pack, or just a smaller frame pack. It doesn't have to be for a female. Some men have smaller frames. I find that when I wear the backpacks, they tend to come down lower on me. If I happen to be walking the surf and there is some strong breaking waves, what happens is when those backpacks are sealed, they hold air, and the waves come up and hit me, and pick the pack up and actually sometimes send me over forward and make me go off balance. And, if I'm walking on rocks or coral or, an uneven surface, it can, really send me face first into the water. So I've struggled with some of the packs. The sling is just a little bit smaller and it comes up higher, so I don't have to worry about that happening as much, and I can really secure it on my frame a little better than I can the backpacks. So something waterproof that if you are wading, that you can carry some water, some fly, some extra tippet, pair of pliers, just those essentials is good to have. Because we're gonna mostly be on the boat from what I've been told, I am not bringing my big, heavy, flat sneakers. I feel a little bit like Frankenstein in them. I don't like to wear any kind of wading boots or shoes on the deck when I'm casting. I can't feel if I'm stepping on the line. They tend to squeak and be noisy and a little clunkier. I like to be barefoot on the boat. Sometimes I will wear, let me show you, a pair of neoprene socks on the boat. Not only do they offer some sun protection for the top of your feet, which can get burnt, but I can easily slip my foot into a bootie and go. These are just fast exit and entrance with zips. I don't have to worry about lacing anything up. Sometimes if you have to jump out of the water really quick, you really don't want to mess around with laces. So I find a zip or Velcro to just be more efficient. And as I said, having a pair of socks on the deck is quiet, but offers some sun protection. Sometimes I am just barefoot, but I definitely like to feel if I'm stepping on fly line, and I can't do it in a wading boot. So this is a nice option. I always travel with collapsible water bottles. These take up no space and no weight, and then I can fill them up as I go. I also like to bring some hydration packs. The temperatures this coming week will be in the high 90s up to 104 degrees. When you are on a boat for 8 hours a day, and there is no reprieve from the sun, there is no shade, there are no canopies, it takes a lot of water to stay hydrated. Even if there's a breeze and you're in the water and you don't feel like you're sweating, you still are losing fluids from your body. So I like to keep liquid IVs with me and do at least one a day in order to help stay hydrated so that I can have a good, successful trip and feel good the whole time. I always bring some sun gloves. I generally do not like casting in them, to be honest with you. I don't know, it's just kind of a weird thing. But if I am not casting, and I'm not on deck, and it's my turn to sit out, it's nice to put these on and just have some protection from the sun, at least part of the time. I also have 2 sun gaiters to wear to protect my face, and of course, sunglasses. I always bring 2 pairs, not only just in case you lose one or one gets broken, because that would put an end to the trip. You can't be in open ocean casting without some sun protection, but I will do a bright lens for bright days, and then I will usually bring a amber colored lens for cloudy days, overcast or cloudy, rainy days. In addition to the sun gloves, I learned my lesson by puncturing my hand on a fish, trying to take it off the hook. I like to bring along a leather palm glove for holding some of the fish. Sometimes they have toxins, neurotoxins in their fins, their dorsal fins, or along the tail fins, and so grabbing them can sometimes be very painful. So having these in your pack just to grab onto or hold can save you from some injuries. On that note, I also, where are they? Like to carry stripping guards. I'll bring a couple of these to put on my fingers. I usually wear 2 at a time. I have gotten cuts from stripping, and so these will save your fingers. And I always bring a roll of adhesive tape, waterproof. If you lose your stripping guards, they're small, they get misplaced all the time, or they don't stay on your fingers or what have you. This stuff works great, and it's waterproof, and it'll stay on your fingers for a really long time. I've also gotten some blisters where I've gotten some sand in my wading boots and had some rubbing, and I can put this adhesive tape over blisters, wrap my fingers, and I'm all good. Of course, you always want to have sunblock with you. This is a mineral sunscreen, and it is reef safe. So I always try to use a sunscreen that is reef safe, and a bug spray just in case. Usually when you're on the water, it's not an issue, but if you're in an area where there are mangroves and things like that, sometimes the bugs can be pretty obnoxious. Let's see. I like to bring also a little windbreaker to pack. This is something that's really small and can be thrown in that waterproof pack. If for some reason it gets cloudy and or rainy, or I get cold, or I'm leaving early in the morning and it can be chilly sometimes on the water, just a waterproof, or not, sorry, not waterproof, like a little windbreaker type of thing can make a difference and make you more comfortable. What else? I would not recommend wearing shorts on a flats boat all day long. Even if you're used to being in the sun, you're really setting yourself up for burns, not to mention skin cancer and all those wonderful things. So I have moved towards wearing leggings. I used to wear pants. But to be honest with you, those loose, quick dry pants are very billowy, and they're great for being on the boat. They dry fast, they're cool, but they're terrible to walk in, and they're not good to run in. So if you are doing any type of aggressive wading, or doing long wades where you are walking, maybe 5 miles through the water, leggings, trust me, will reduce a lot of that drag and make it so much easier. The first time I was exposed to fly fishing in leggings was down in the Seychelles. All those African guides know what they're doing. This is, a Sims, and it has insect guard on it. They are very light, very sort of minimalistic. I'm not sure if Sims makes them available for men, but there are some surf companies that make leggings for men. Waterlust is a company that I absolutely love. They make their material out of recycled water bottles, plastic water bottles, ocean litter. And I'm telling you, this stuff is so durable and so tough. These leggings I've had at least 3 years, maybe 4, and I can lean on rocks, sit on rocks, kneel on, rough surfaces, and, the fabric doesn't pit or rip. They do have adjustable hems that you can cut and customize. I love the fact that these have massive pockets on both sides, big enough to carry pliers, big enough to carry a cell phone in. They're just durable, and they wear well, and they've got great features. All the seams are double stitched, and as I said, after 3 or 4 years, none of them are pulling. They're holding up great. They are available both in men and women, and they do, I think it's 10 or 20% of their profits go to various marine research. So they're just an incredible company. Other than that, I will be bringing a rod case. I like to carry rods and reels on the plane if I can. Those are my, most cherished items. And then, of course, there are various flies, GT flies, crabs that I'll be bringing, and shrimp patterns will be the majority of it, as well as clousers. So I'm still kind of getting my my flies organized, as well as some poppers in case we need to lure something up from the bottom. Additional thing that I think is a great thing to have is a boat gear bag. So these that are from Fish Pond. This is smaller, it's waterproof, it has a roll top. There is sort of structure to it. It's kind of a square rectangular cube. It comes with a shoulder strap and one interior pocket. I will often load this up and use this as my my carry-on or my personal item on a plane. And, that's where I will keep my boots, my raincoat, maybe some emergency snacks, my sunblocks, stuff like that. And then also wear my waterproof backpack as my personal item. If you want something a little bit bigger, for instance, my husband and I combined both of our boots, both of our raincoats, that type of thing. Fish Pond has this other roll top bag. It's big, open, kind of dump situation. It has one exterior zip pocket, shoulder strap. I can use this as a piece of luggage, and then I can also roll it down and make it pretty small. So both of these are great options for a gear bag on the boat to carry those extra items. I think that is it. Global rescue. That is something I would always suggest. Always have your passport ready. Make sure it's not going to expire. Extra money for tips. All your toiletries. And then some nice, comfortable clothes to hang out in when you get back from a day of fishing is always a great thing to have. Hat. I always bring one hat. I like a black visor. It does help in cutting down the glare off of the water. And I can't think of anything else. If I've missed something, please let me know, because I am leaving on Tuesday, which is in roughly 48 hours. So please let me know. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it helpful, and stay tuned to find out about how the fishing was in the Ningaloo area, flying into Perth and then going up to Exmouth and then fishing the Ningaloo area. So stay tuned. All right. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.